Oh, hello Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, a 5 of Wands. Virgo, I feel like you know what you want in life, but I feel as if there's something that's sort of frustrating you about getting there. You know, it kind of feels as if there might be more blockages than we would like. You know, and sometimes it gets frustrating when we know what we want, we're trying to do it, we're in a flow, and then there's just those days where everything kind of seems to go wrong, where it seems like a lot of things are against us for some reason, we don't really know why. I kind of feel like this is your frustration right now, okay? The 5 of Wands is a very strong card. It's about our striving for something. I know the key word is strife, it's fighting, you know. But it's what we're willing to fight for and how much fight we're willing to put into something. It's kind of like the knob on the stove, you know. Sometimes you cook at high heat when you're trying to, you know, really boil something or get a good sear. But other times you simmer, you medium low, right? Low and slow is a really good way to develop flavor, but the high heat is a great way to kind of lock in the flavor or lock in the, whatever. And so I feel that you're sort of maybe in that mode right now where you're wondering, how much fight should I really put into this thing? And how much should I sort of back off and just let it be what it is? How much should we be trying to change things? How much should we be trying to just leave them alone and say, this is how things are, and I'm just going to roll with it. I'm not going to bother, you know? We got to put this into some context, okay? Because I feel like you're a very strong-willed person. I feel like you know what you want. And this is, you know, kind of like how much effort we're going to put into getting that, or how much effort we're going to put in against the resistance. Okay, so let's put this into some context. What else do we have here? More fire. We've got a Queen of Wands here. We've got a 6 of Swords. Very good. We got some Libra energy with the Adjustment card. We've got the Death card, and we've got the Hierophant. Very interesting. In some ways, I feel like the Justice card is us trying to make that decision between allowing things to be what they are and seeing and being a force of change. Right? And saying, I don't like the circumstances, I don't like these limitations, I'm not going to accept today as being a bad day or whatever, and I'm going to change it into something else. Okay? This really could be about, about controlling ourselves in a way. Let's see what we have over here. Hanged Man. We've got the Luster Strength card. A 9 of Wands and a 4 of Swords. Very interesting. This is a lot of major arcana. We have our 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 of them. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and it's going to go right here. We're going to put our little owl friend on there. That owl, I think, is the owl, or at least I want it to be the owl from that movie from the 60s with Perseus, the Clash of the Titans. Yeah, the little mechanical owl, Bobo or Bubo or something like that. Anyway, we're not going to look at that until the end, but if you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Okay. Let's take a look around the room. We've got our 5 major arcana cards. And then we've got fire and air, right? So it's very active. It's kind of like we have this fire energy, and we've got this will, we've got this intention, we've got this assertiveness and this strength, we've got this creativity, we've got this desire and this striving to get what we want and to have the kind of life that we want. And then we've got the air energy that sort of is like, we're trying to stick to a plan, we're trying to stay rational, we're trying to know when to sort of calm things down. And anytime we get a 5, we start looking for the 4. Okay, so I'm happy that we have the 4, because that tells me that you're sort of using your logical mind and you're being rational. Maybe I got to turn down the heat a little bit. With the major arcana energies that we see, even over here with the Hanged Man and the Lust card. The Lust card is kind of, that striving, that desire, going after what we want, right? Feeling as if we are capable of like ruling the world, that we just have this sort of, we have this robustness, this vitality in us. And it's almost a feeling of invincibility, and I'm just going to go out and I'm going to get the life I want. And then, of course, we've got the Hanged Man, which is sort of the opposite of that. Yeah. It's kind of the card that says, well, I'm just going to let things happen, come what may. I'm going to receive whatever the universe has to offer me. It's kind of like with the Hanged Man, we're sort of relinquishing control and saying, I give up. I give up the fight. I'm done fighting. Whatever's going to happen is going to be fine, and I'm just going to roll with it. Okay, and we're kind of putting our trust into the Hierophant here, rather than with the Lust card. We're sort of we're putting our faith in the transformation, right? The process of change, and we're trying to sort of nudge the river here, rather than just flowing down the river. So we're kind of going upstream here and downstream here. Of course, with the air energy of the Libra card, we're trying to decide which is the right thing. Do we go with the flow right now, or do we strive? Right? Do we strive? So anyway, major arcana. We've got our fire cards, no water cards. We've got our air cards, and then no earth cards either, right? So it really is about this fire energy. And even in the Queen of Wands, we see a mixture of water and fire. So it has that sort of duality, right? But this tells me that you are somebody who really does know what they want, and you know what you're willing to fight for, and you have the strength. You have the strength to push for what you want, to advocate for yourself, but then you also have this sort of ability to yield and let things sort of evolve on their own. That let things sort of happen. What do they say? Let the chips fall as they may, right? And I think there might also be a Sagittarius person that is close to you somewhere in life. We've got two sort of Sagittarius cards here. But, of course, we do have 2 Leo-type cards as well. So there might be either of those signs that are close to you, friends or family members or coworkers. I don't know if this is really taking place in any particular situation, or if this is sort of an idea of life right now. It is your birthday season. It's the Virgo season. So, it could be that we sort of run into this problem every 12 months or so, right? Where we just wonder, am I striving for the right things? Am I trying to have too much control over things? Am I trying to assert my will too much? Should I leave a little bit to fate? Should I leave a little bit to just the flow of the river? So I wonder if we are really looking for that sort of balance in life. Yeah. There is a connection to Greece for you. I don't know if you have family in Greece, or if that's somewhere that you wanted to go. Also, there's somebody around you that likes the funny hats. And I think I've asked you that before, because I seem to remember something about a hat with you. And I don't know what the funny hat is, okay? But Spirit's showing me the silly hat, and those I think the kind of the islands around Greece, right? I think, or Mediterranean maybe somewhere. Down beneath the surface, we've got the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is the divine plan, right? The 6 of Swords is kind of you inside, kind of maybe knowing what the plan of your life was supposed to be. Maybe this is the idea that, your life was supposed to go a certain way, And it seems like it's more and more of this fiery Five of Wands, this fight, this struggle, this frustration to keep your life on track, to keep your life going the way you thought it was going to go, or the way it should, or the way it was supposed to go, etc. So this also could be the need for us to have a plan for the next year, to have a plan for what we're going to do now. And sometimes the plan is to just not make much of a plan. Maybe we've got a basic outline of what we want. Maybe we're trying to give a little bit more trust to spirit and stop fighting against things that we feel are against us. Maybe it feels as if people are fighting with you, or the universe is fighting with you, or there's a resistance or a struggle that's being aimed at you that's not letting you do what you want to do. Let's say we try to start a business, and then there's issues with the website, and then there's issues with the bank, and then the loan thing, and then the paperwork didn't go through, and then all this, and it just seemed like it's red tape after red tape after red tape. It's sort of obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, right? And so it may be feeling right now that, especially when we take these two together, the Five of Wands and the Six of Swords, it may seem that you trying to execute your plan is meeting with a lot of red tape, a lot of obstacles here and it makes us in a way say, I guess spirit doesn't want me doing this, but I don't know that we really believe that, because then we can look on the other hand and say, well, maybe this is a test. Maybe spirit is seeing how much I really do want this and how much I am willing to fight for something. Yeah. I kind of feel that this is something about a business, or this is something that's still sort of up in the air, that hasn't yet solidified. Okay, so it's something that you're trying to get going, something that you're trying to get in motion. I don't know, are you a bowler? I'm seeing a bowling ball that's just still going down the lane and hasn't knocked the pins over yet, but it's headed in that direction. But then you imagine there's a lot of these, there's rocks and there's these other things in the way of that bowling ball that's going toward those pins. I don't know what the goal is that you're looking for, and I don't know that there really necessarily is one. Because just like bowling, you knock the pins down and something comes and sets them back up again. So it's kind of a never-ending game, right? We sort of arbitrarily say you get, whatever it is, 10 frames or something. It's been a long time since I bowled. It's just things get set up and it's there for us again. That there's something else now for us to do. I don't know if you have a particular goal, or if this is just a general feeling in life that there's your will pushing forward, and then there's the resistance of the universe pushing back, and you're just in this sort of struggle. And it's kind of as if your left hand and your right hand are both sort of vying for prominence in your life, but they're both your hands, And there's this idea of the Death card and the Hierophant card that are sort of struggling for dominance here. And of course, with the Libra energy, the Adjustment card, I think you're trying to find the right balance in life between striving and yielding, between the yang energy and the yin energy, but between the firmness and the solidity versus the flexibility, right? The sort of, it's very, very yin yang. And so we're trying to, in some ways, discern. We're looking for the answer from spirit, really. Like, what am I supposed to do? Do I keep striving, or is now the time that we're told to sort of yield? Okay. Can I give you my opinion for a moment? By the looks of the cards here, it feels as if you're being told to stand up taller and strive more. You're in general energy. You're in hanged man position. You're feeling, I think, like waving the white flag. Like just saying, I've had enough. Right? And especially with the Nine of Wands in this position over here, this is the position of the difficulty. This is the position of the obstacle. the strength. And it may feel like, yeah, Spirit's telling you to get up and keep fighting, but you're just like, I'm exhausted. It almost feels as if I don't have an ounce left, and I'm almost willing to just fall back into the river and let the river take me wherever the heck it's going, you know. But I think that there is a connection with your sense of purpose. There's the only water energy we see is the water that's inside the Queen of Wands here. It's water of fire, right? And so this is kind of saying that we can blend the two forces together. I don't know about the mystery card, it might be art, temperance card. That we can strive further by yielding a little bit more. You know, and so maybe this is the idea of we're still cooking with gas, but maybe we're doing it low and slow. Maybe we're not leaving the kitchen. We're not giving up on this gumbo. Maybe we're just saying, I gotta have a different approach. I've been cooking at high heat. I'm exhausted. Maybe I just gotta turn it down, turn a fan on, learn to relax a little bit. Maybe this is gonna be the Fool card, our mystery card. Because I feel like there is a growing sense of frustration and anxiety that's leading us toward this idea of just wanting to give it all up, just wanting to say, forget it. Okay. With the Libra energy, the adjustment card, I wonder if it is some kind of a relationship. It doesn't feel like it's a romantic relationship, but maybe it is supposed to be. Okay. This usually is a very professional relationship. This is, a contractual thing. This is a professional business sort of deal. It is either a work thing, or it's a legal thing, or this is a romantic relationship type partnership, but the water energy is just not here. Maybe it feels like, hey, we're just business partners, or we're just roommates, or we're just, friends or something. Because I feel like that is kind of that's sort of the issue here, maybe, is the absence of water. And the absence of water as well, we have no water cards at all, because you're just not feeling good about it. You're not feeling like celebrating right now. Okay? But the choice that you make right now is going to have a profound impact on your life. And you have this divine plan. This is, I think, the life that you want to lead. This is the type of progress this is the way that you have been shown how to get from here to your goal. So you know the plan. Okay? Now, the map is not the territory. We have the map, we have the blueprints. You know what the building is that you're supposed to build, like an architect or a construction person, right? But there's going to be problems along the way. You're going to start building this building, and suddenly you're going to run into issues with the water table, or with the bedrock, or your equipment's going to break, or you're going to have fights about money, and there's going to be contracts and union stuff and all this stuff. It doesn't take away from the blueprint. It might just mean that we have to kind of adapt, and we have to. And it's like this is the recipe for the what are we cooking? Gumbo. It's not going to go. You're going to follow the recipe, and it's going to be a disaster because your stove may not be exactly right. You may not have the right kind of celery, or you might not have celery. You might have to use something else. You might not have all the spices that you need. You may not. The equipment might not. You might have a phone call in the middle of it, so you're going to have to turn it down. But we have the recipe because we know what we're trying to build, we know what we're trying to make, and we have to adapt. And we have to be able to sort of roll with the punches. So we do need a little bit of this hanged man energy. Okay? And I think even in that context, we can look at the Death card and the Hierophant card a little bit differently. Because then the Hierophant card is saying, well, this is what the recipe says. I'm going to follow the recipe. This is like, I'm just going to stick to it. Maybe it doesn't feel right. Maybe it doesn't look right. But it says that I put in, a cup of salt or something. That's what it says. That's what I'm going to do. Use your intuition, right? And in that context, the death card is kind of saying that we have to be willing to throw away parts of this blueprint that just don't make sense in the moment. Using our intuition, we're judging everything in real time. Okay, we're processing data here in the moment. Now, did you get lost in a mall or something like that when you were younger? The Spirit's showing me something that you're in a mall and you can't find your people or something like that. Maybe this was more recently than as a kid. I don't know. Also, there is a there's an L named person in your life that's very important to you. Excuse my voice here. An L named person is coming through, and I don't know who that is for you. Maybe a family member that has transitioned to spirit. It could be that. Anyway, the death card is sometimes our ability to to realize that what may have worked in the past, what we may have decided beforehand, doesn't necessarily, it may or may not, doesn't necessarily work right now in the present. So we have to be willing to kind of just sort of forget about that page of the textbook and move on. Or it's just kind of like, it's that time when you're cooking, it's just like, we're not following the recipe anymore. We're winging it. We're improvising now. I've lost my sheet music. I'm just playing whatever I feel on my saxophone. I don't know. Rather than being so strict about the way things should have gone, the way things needed to go, right? This shows, I think, some inflexibility, this Hierophant. It's a fixed earth energy. It's kind of saying that things are supposed to be a certain way, and, well, they better be that way. Because if they're not, what's going to happen? I think we're going to be in this sort of frustrated, anxious position, right? Anyway, we are going to go over to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything, and it helps support the channel, and I really do appreciate that. All right. So your general energy, like I said, is this Hanged Man. I think that this is you just about ready to say, I'm done. I quit. I don't want to cook anymore. I'm just so frustrated. There's one problem after the other. This stupid recipe keeps telling me to put the wrong stuff in there, and then I do, and it's just disgusting. And, this is, the blueprints are just weird. I don't understand. There's a door that leads nowhere, kind of like we're building the Winchester house here, I used to live about a half an hour away from the Winchester Mystery House. Really a fun place. But we're kind of frustrated, and it's almost like you're just done with it, And so this is kind of like, I'm just gonna sit back, and I'm just gonna, whatever happens is gonna be fine, I don't think it really will be fine, though. And I think we tell ourselves that. When we're ready to quit with something, when we're ready to give up, we just say, you know what, I don't even care anymore. Whatever happens is going to be fine. And then we sort of sit back like this, and we watch things as they're happening. And we don't like it. It doesn't make anything any better. Eventually, we're going to be like, oh, fine. And we're going to get back up, and we're going to get back in the game. All right. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with this. And the frustration that we're feeling, again, now, with the Five of Wands, okay, we're looking for the 4. Anytime we get a 5, we start looking for the 4. I'm glad we have the 4, because it's showing that you're not bringing this frustration to bear on the relationship itself. If this is a friend, a family member, if it's that L-named person, if it is this business partner or this romantic partner that kind of feels like a business partner, you're not bringing this frustration to bear on that relationship. We're ending with a 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords, which is calm. We're listening, right? That we are kind of, it's almost like if we have nothing nice to say, we're not going to say anything at all. We're just kind of, we're not letting this frustration affect the communication between you and whoever else or whatever else is going on. Okay. And I think it's also really talking about you not revising your plan. There's nothing wrong with this plan. Maybe this was the absolute perfect plan. Yes, it still is. But it's not it's not the territory itself. This is the perfect map, best map, never have a map as good as this, but it's not the territory. So we're not angry at the map. We're not crumpling it up and throwing it away and thinking, I got to go buy a new map. There's nothing wrong with the map. There's nothing wrong with the program. There's nothing wrong with the plan. There's nothing wrong with anything. It's just a matter of sort of dealing with the frustrations that arise from what seems to be a period of trouble, of obstacles, and of frustration. Now, maybe the Hanged Man has the right idea. Maybe this is kind of just give in a little bit. Just say, yeah, whatever will be, will be. I'm going to go with the flow. If there are problems, it will roll right off my back like water over a duck's back, whatever the saying is. And I'll just keep fighting. I'll keep struggling. I'll keep pushing forward and striving for the goal here. And it's in a way, I think it's really Spirit's way of saying that we can take the credit for all of the good things, but all the bad things, give them to Spirit, And that's sort of the death card here. It's kind of saying that any of the problems that arise, don't take those personally. Don't let them upset you. Just give them to the death card, really. But anything good that happens, by all means, you take credit for it. And I think it's Spirit's way of really saying that you're losing a lot of energy by getting so upset over things not going the way you want them to. And that energy can be used in a more efficient way. It can be put into the solving of the problems and the pushing forward and the striving and the success and the progress, rather than the frustration and lamentation over the setbacks. Okay? The lesser strength card in the environment, I think that this is, maybe we are talking about a relationship here, because with the professional adjustment card and the very passionate lust card, it could be that this is what we expect, this is what we want, but this is what we're sort of getting. Maybe it's the opposite way, but I don't think so. I think that this is kind of this is what we expected to see in this situation. Maybe we wanted more excitement, more passion, more enthusiasm, more love and lust and vitality and robustness. We wanted more zest. And what we're getting is all business, and we're getting frustrated, and there's sort of a lack of that deeper connection. And it might not be with the person. This could be with the work that you're doing. You thought, hey, I thought this was going to be exciting, but this is just frustrating because it's just business. Like I'm following a script here that's not working, and it's frustrating me. No, I wanted something creative. I wanted something robust and with vital energy, just all over the place. Maybe we didn't even really want a plan. It could be even that this is the plan that you sort of didn't want, or maybe the things that are happening are a lot different than what you, like I said before, a lot different than what you had originally planned. Okay? And so it kind of feels like we've got to go off script here. We sort of have to improvise. Okay? Maybe you thought you were cooking something else, but what you realized you got in the pot, something different. And you got to deal with what you got, rather than, we can't undo it, But the nine of Wands in this position here, this is a card of strength. This is the card of connecting with your sort of spiritual, psychic, lunar energy, even the watery energy of the unconscious. Okay, so in a way it's saying you got to reconnect with Spirit to fuel your fire to get this done and to get the accomplishment. We need to get our optimism back, really, is the sort of message here, that the strength and the determination and the resolve to keep fighting. And I think to do so with a little bit more equilibrium or equanimity. That there's this frustration, and I think it's sort of it's coming out as anxiety and maybe even short-temperedness. By tapping into Spirit again, and by understanding that you are on the right path, and you're maybe just going through a difficult patch right now, difficult period of time, but you channel all of your frustration and all of your anger and all this fire energy can be channeled into creativity, into progress, into your striving forward sort of looking perspective. And I think you can make some progress here. I think you're headed in the right direction. The Four of Swords, I think, is a really big idea. I know it's kind of it's kind of an anticlimactic card to end the reading with. But I think that it really shows that you're just kind of like, you're not taking it personally. You're remaining calm. You're trying to keep that level head. You're not letting this fiery frustration get the best of you. You're not taking it out on people around you. You're not losing your temper. You're trying to just be a little bit zen about it, you know? And the Four of Swords, too, I think is really telling you that it's not the time to change the plan. It's not time to tweak anything about this. Okay? And maybe this is maybe you're looking at it and saying, the plan, it's not even the plan anymore. We've gone completely off script. Well, Spirit's kind of saying, trust that this is part of the plan, you know, or that things are somehow going to circle back around and you're going to see things in a new light, but right now you're not seeing everything in a complete picture, right? We're seeing through this kind of fiery lens of I'm just pissed, you know. Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this will help us. The Fool, some water energy. I would like to see a 9 or a 10 of cups, 9 or a 10 of pentacles, the Empress. I would like to see anything that really is going to show that your persistence in this situation, in this life, in this period of time, by you continuing to do what you're doing and go forward. Don't quit. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. That's going to lead to something good, right? So if you have your prediction, put it down in the comments. The Seven of Wands. This is the instruction to keep fighting. This is saying, definitely saying don't give up. But what I want to do, I'm not going to leave it. I'm not going to leave it at that. I'm going to do an empowerment oracle card. Maybe we'll do one more tarot card. The Seven of Wands is saying do not give up. No matter what the odds seem like, no matter how frustrated you get, no matter how it feels like people are against you or the whole world could be against you, you are not giving up. Okay? You are not giving up. Our empowerment oracle card says, empowering friendships. I select my relationships carefully and invest in them fully. I am the average of the people I spend my time with. Maybe it's kind of saying that, yeah, we need a little bit of water energy. We need a little bit of relaxation. We need a little bit of that go with the flow kind of thing. And maybe with the Lust card in the position of the environment, maybe it's saying, hey, go out and have some fun. Go out and it's almost saying go dance. Go to the dance floor. Take your frustrations out doing that, to do something with the right people. Okay, because again, the empowering friendships. And this is a very powerful card, right? And this is the card that has confidence. This is the energy. The Lust card, Strength card, is the card that basically says you are 1,000 feet tall and you can do anything. It's that sort of invincibility complex. And maybe we need to go and surround ourselves with people, friends, family members, that empower us in this way. That give you, that sort of renew your fighting spirit so that you can return to your situation here, whatever it might be, and you can kick some butt, okay? We're going to do one additional tarot card here. We got the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, we're still not getting the water energy, and the Three of Pentacles is kind of saying, yeah, look, you're doing it. And it's just about, it's Mars, right? Very martial, Mars and Capricorn with the Three of Pentacles. It's a very, very aggressive energy. This is saying you got to fight for what you want right now. And don't give up the fight. Maybe you take a break, you go out dancing, you go be with your friends and sort of get some of your mojo back, get some of your confidence back, and then you just get back to work. It's going to succeed, whatever you're working on. Maybe it's a business. Maybe you're building a building or making a gumbo, but it's going to work. Okay? It's going to work. Anyway, we are going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Virgo are going to be Tuesdays and Saturdays. This is a very special update for you. It does not take away from your Tuesday or Saturday readings. Okay, so be sure to watch both of those readings as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.